Hello, Potato. I feel in a bit of a Lego mood today, and it's too late to do anything else for the carnival because I'm going to be packing that up the next few weeks. And it's still just the tiniest bit too early to do anything for Halloween, although I do have a couple sets that will be going into the Halloween display new this year. But luckily, Lego is in the midst of releasing the vast majority of their holiday kits, not like Winter Village holiday kits, but the kits that'll be available to buy for the little kiddles and the bigger kiddles like myself throughout the holiday season. And there's so much to choose from. There's the new Dreams series, there's new Harry Potter stuff, there's new Star Wars, new Marvel, new DC. There's so much new stuff to choose from that the wallet cringes in fear. And so today I thought I would build one of the more recent releases. And it's one that the moment I saw it on screen, I'm like, ooh, I want a Lego kit of that. And it is from the Mandalorian Season 3, Kit 75361, the Spider Tank. Comes with the Spider Tank. I love mechs in general, but Spider Tanks are a special, lovely type of mech. You know, this, or your Tachikoma's Spider Tanks. Well, Spider Tanks in general, but Tachikoma specifically in Ghost in the Shell. And just, spider robots are pretty cool because spiders are creepy and spindly robots are creepy. So, I mean, how can you go wrong? And this kit comes with, of course, Mando. I will be interested to see if he has a face. Does it show on the box if he has a face or not? Because, most Mandos don't have faces. They just have like a black head like the old Boba Fett's. No, but it does show that Bo-Katan does come with her hair. So you can take the helmet off and have unmasked Bo-Katan, which makes sense given the references to that in the show. Comes with, of course, Grogu, and pretty cool, it comes with a better Darksaber than we had previously. I think it was in the Naboo Starfighter set, which I actually have, but I never put together, but I do have it. But that came with just a stick. Like a normal lightsaber blade, but just solid black, so a black stick for the Darksaber blade. This one actually comes with a proper sword blade that better reflects how it looks in the show, because it doesn't have a lightsaber, like standard lightsaber stick kind of a blade. It has a proper sword blade to it, making it even more unique amongst lightsabers. Now this kit is 526 pieces. It's for ages 9 and up. Looks like there'll be a fair amount of filaments and a fair amount of Technic pieces too in the legs here. But that's to be expected. The claws are going to be on those little ball joints, which is in my experience, the potential for failure over time. I have just actually ordered some replacement pieces of those exact parts for my Ultra Caddy from Lego Movie 2, because all of her little joints like that all kind of just turned to dust. Actually, no, they crumbled and cracked. I mean, dust would have at least been more impressive. They're just broken Lego. But hopefully that is not an issue they have anymore. I mean, it's been a few years since Lego Movie 2. So hopefully these new ones won't have that problem. So why don't we go ahead and open her up and see what we have here. It is a thumb punch box. And 4. All the instructions aren't crushed up. That's nice. I always appreciate when they've done the instructions in a non-folded up, messed up manner. So it looks like 4 bags. And 4 bags, not 2 bag 1s and a bag 3 and 4 bag 2s. And so that's nice. Of course, we do get a brick separator. We have our little booklet showing this to be how many steps? So in the show, this the little creature in the robot tank is essentially like the same species as General Grievous, right? Do we know what species he actually is? I'm sure it must be in some Wikipedia or something. So it looks like it's going to be 143 steps to put this together. No paper bags still, even though I'm told that the paper bags are out there. But I still have yet to see them. Anything interesting in the instructions? No, not really. Pushing the app on you, which I guess I'm hearing rumors that down the road they're going to get rid of manuals altogether, which I'm not a fan of. But not much I can do about it if that's the way they're going to go. See, this shouldn't take very long to build. 526 pieces is not a lot. And yeah, this should be a nice little relaxing build. So why don't we stop talking about what it's going to be, get it built, and talk about what it is on the other end. So I'm going to jump into the fast forward now, and I will see you on the other side. And there we are, LEGO Star Wars Kit 75361, the Spider Tank as seen in Mandalorian Series 3. And I have to say, this is actually a more complex build than I realized it was going to be. There's a lot of fiddly bits. I mean, I knew there was going to be a lot of Technic pieces. I mean, you can see them there. And there's just really a lot of Technic pins in this. And surprisingly, with that many Technic pins, there's very little actual articulation. None of the legs here. There's no actual movable joints on them. There's a little bit of flex, especially in the middle legs, but like no up and down. You can't open and close any of the joints. Like if you wanted to have this climbing something in a display, it's not going to happen. There is some articulation up here in the front. We do have the claws here to open and close, and there is some motion in them because they are on a ball joint, but other than a little bit of side to side, there's not a lot of articulation there either. These pieces here that are making up the arm, these aren't flexible pieces. They're solid pieces. I don't know what they're meant for initially, but they don't have any actual bend to them. So yeah, there's just a very little actual articulation here. The head does go up and down a little bit, but I think it's really kind of meant to be pointed down like that. And then also I think the mandibles here, yeah, there's a little flex in them, but again, I mean, I'm not sure to what end. You can't do much with them, so kind of just best leaving them looking like kind of a standard spider. Now what there is there is a hidden gun in here. If you flip open these, and it's not that well hidden, it's on the box, but you do have a hidden little blaster in there, which are the kind where you push the little trigger. So I can do it without losing the pieces. Not that, I mean, it came with like 5 extras. It's not like a big risk, but can we hit somebody? And there we go. We took out Mando. So yeah, they've changed these pieces. These the triggers on these are different than they used to be. The ones I've always had before just had kind of a flat black, I guess it could have been gray too, trigger. These actually have like a third dimension to them. They form a flat, I mean, when I say flat, I mean they were like, there wasn't a kind of I mean, they were 3-dimensional, obviously. They exist in real space, but they didn't have this kind of flattened outward piece. They were just kind of a black piece with like a little central pivot on it. I guess these only fit in one way. It doesn't look like they would only fit in one way, but oops. Well, sure, we'll keep that in there so don't lose it. And this just does not want to reload. There we go. Part of the problem, of course, is my finger is like leaning right on the trigger there. But yeah, they were always kind of didn't have a piece that flared out here at the bottom. They just were kind of flat with a central pivot point. And these have more of a defined, flared out trigger on the outside, which is, I suppose, kind of cool. We can also tuck that back away. I guess I can store the extra ammunition in there too. There's a fair amount. Like, I don't think you can put a figure in there, but there's a fair amount of open space inside there. I'm guessing to keep these in. I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess you could put Grogu in there. Like I said, I suppose you could fit a figure in there. There is a fair amount of space, but I don't remember there being a figure in there in the show. But yeah, it's nice. It looks good. It's as spindly as it feels. It does seem pretty solidly put together. I mean, I do worry about over time just the weight resting on these points, especially because we have those I haven't seen them too often, but these kind of black rubber pieces here. Now, whenever I see kind of flexy rubber on Lego, I do get a little worried because, I mean, like with elastic band and stuff, they tend to break down over time, become brittle, and then kind of crumble away to nothing. So we'll see over years what happens with these, because there are like 6 of them in here. No, there's 12, isn't there? I say it's well built, but it does have the issue we have to like watch where you pick it up from, because some of the detail work here is held on by single pieces. But were there 6 or just, were there just 6 or 12? So there are these 6 here. I guess it was just those 6. I was thinking there were more elsewhere, but I don't think so now. We also do have these kind of rubber hose pieces, but those, in my experience, to be fair, my experience is like from when I was a kid, and they were made out of like different stuff back then. But those seem to be a little more hardy than the other rubber that Lego tends to use. But it's a nice design. It definitely lives up to my expectations. I just wish it had a little more flexibility, because I would love to have this in like my spring city set, climbing a building or something. It's just, I don't see that being possible with the legs as limited as they are. So look at the figures we get here. We get, of course, Grogu. Pretty standard little Grogu. Nothing real special going on there. We'll just put you on the head there. You get Mando, and it does have a Din Djarin face underneath the helmet now. So that's nice. Also has his jetpack and a different blaster than the Bo-Katan figure, plus a dark saber. No second face, because of course if his helmet's off, you can see the back of his head. Weirdly, he doesn't come with a hairpiece. And I say that's weird because she does. Bo-Katan comes with both her helmet and her hair. And the hair, of course, also allows you to have a second face. So you can have kind of a smug, smirky face and action face. I do like how they've done the hairband thing to kind of give that look that she always has in both live action and animation. And she has a totally different kind of blaster than Mando has. Now, the weird thing is, part of her whole thing, her whole like motivational force is getting the dark saber. I mean, spoilers, but that's an important after effect of what happened in this scene. But I mean, all this fighting, and there's a spare. Just they come to in a set. I don't know what she's so worried about. Just take the spare one. There's enough for everyone to have a dark saber. I do like the new dark saber blade. I know that's just a blade from something else that they've made black now, but I like that they've paid attention to that detail and fixed it from the first appearance of the Lego dark saber, where they made it a more of a standard lightsaber blade. And of course, unlike Mando's helmet, Bo-Katan's has a little rangefinder piece on it, which means you get one of these little bags of all these other little helmet accessories, visors and rangefinders. And I don't understand why, whenever you get these, they always come in a whole bag of just them. I have enough of those for probably a small Mandalorian and Stormtrooper and Clone Trooper army at this point, just because whenever you need one of those pieces, you get like 10. That's weird. I know, there's pieces that do that, like Bat stuff tends to be that way too. With the previous, not the newest version, but the previous version of the Batmobile. I don't know about the new version, I haven't got it yet. But the previous version of the Tim Burton Batmobile had like all those little extra Bat pieces in it, and you only needed like 1 or 2 of them for the set. But I do think the end result here is a nice set. It's, I think, fairly playable, as long as the kids don't mind putting like these pieces in particular. I think are going to be the troublemakers. But it's also a good display set, which I think is, I feel like that's almost the target audience for Star Wars Lego now is display more than play. It doesn't seem to want to hold. I do have the claws put together properly. You may have noticed in the fast forward, I stopped halfway through putting the legs on and reversed them because I thought I had them on backwards. And it turns out, no, I didn't have them on backwards. I put them on backwards after that. When I fixed them, I unfixed them. So I did, between the fast forward and shooting this part, put the legs back to face the right direction, because the studs are meant to face forward, and I had them with the anti-studs facing forward. I don't suppose it really matters, but I think if you're going to display this, you're probably displaying it face this way. If you're playing with it, you're probably looking at it from the front. So it makes sense to have the studs facing the front, along with all the other exposed stud in the kit. But this was just a more involved build than I thought it was going to be. I really thought this would be like simple and relaxing. And I mean, it's not like super complicated. It's not Eiffel Tower or something, but it's it makes me question that 9+ rating. Just like, I've done kits for, 10+ and 11+ and stuff that were, I feel, easier builds than this one was. There's a lot of attention to details, a lot of places where you could put something at 90 degrees off and just screw the whole thing up and have to backtrack. I mean, I had to backtrack on the legs. Well, I mean, technically I did have to backtrack on the legs because I did backtrack on the legs. I then had to backtrack on the legs again to put them the way I was putting them correctly to begin with. But then that's what I mean about it's very easy with a kit like this to get something off and, facing the wrong way and then have to go back and undo a lot of it. So that's a thing. I think though a lot of times these age ratings aren't so much about actual difficulty of build as they are about both number of pieces and like content, or at least content, because like the Everyone is Awesome set is a very easy build. It's got no fiddly bits really to speak of at all, and it's like 18 and up. But then also so are kits like Winnie the Pooh and Sesame Street. When they are, they're more involved builds though. They're bigger pieces. There's more pieces in them. There's no content that's age inappropriate there, but they're more complex builds. And I feel this is a little bit more complex build. I feel like this maybe should be a little bit of a higher age rating, just given how much you're dealing with Technic pieces, how easy it is. I did actually lose a piece in the process of building this. Thankfully, it was a piece that there was a spare of. I'm not even sure which piece it was, but it flew off the table and disappeared under something, and it won't be seen again for a decade. But it's built now. Thankfully, again, whatever piece it was, there was a spare for it. And that's according to the advantage of, lots of small pieces. Lots of fiddly bits in this one. Lots of small pieces, but that means also lots of spares in case you drop a small piece. So that's always a good thing. But I do like it. I think it's a nice build. Just a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But that about wraps this up. I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.